Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of Telco CyberTalk, where industry experts gather to discuss the current cybersecurity and critical business issues faced by communication service providers.
Hi, I'm Avi Hein, Product Marketing Manager for Security Products at Allot. Joining us today in the Telco CyberTalk studio is Barry Spielman, Director of Product Marketing for Security Products at Allot. Barry, thanks for joining. It's always good to have you here.
Thanks, Avi. Appreciate it.
In today's podcast, we're going to provide a sneak peek into what to expect at this year's InfoSecurity conference. So Barry, let's get down to business. Can you tell me a bit about this conference? Can you tell me a bit about InfoSecurity?
Absolutely. First of all, it's very exciting. It's one of the largest cyber events in the world, certainly the largest in Europe. And this year it's going to be taking place from Monday, the 21st of June through Thursday, the 23rd. And it's been connecting people in the business for over 25 years. This isn't my first time at the show. There was a while I used to go every year, Corona and all this, and it's great to get back there. I'm looking forward to it.
That's amazing, and I think everybody's great to get back. Yeah. So, what makes InfoSecurity unique compared to other cybersecurity conferences?
I'll say this. First of all, it has a long-established record of bringing together top cybersecurity people from around the world. And like I said, it is the largest event in Europe, okay? And so certainly there are plenty of cybersecurity events. There's only few of them that are really big, and everyone's at them. This is one of them. And they have, as we're going to be participating in them, they also have a lot of showcases where you get the chance to speak. There's that as well. It's in London. This is it's a new venue. We'll talk about that maybe more in a second, but that's also kind of cool this year. And I think more than anything else, in general regarding shows, and certainly this one, it's just great to be person to person again, face to face, back in a saddle, so to say.
Great. You've attended InfoSecurity several times. This isn't your first show. For a first-time visitor or a new visitor, what are some of the highlights? What should visitors be looking for?
All right. Well, let's try to break it down. So, first of all, like I said before, pretty much anyone who's who in cyber is going to be there. All right. So, if you're a cyber company, as we are, you get to be at a show like this because you get to be in the group of cyber companies. They get to see you there. You get to learn what's going on in the industry. I mean, you can't take that away. Additionally, there's going to be presentations. I was pointing it out before. It's something called the Technology Showcase. So they have different places and different platforms where people give presentations throughout the event. And this is somewhat different than in other shows. It's actually on the event floor, right? It's not in a room. It's not closed off. Maybe you have some of those too. But there's a lot of different platforms on the showroom floor where you're actually going to be giving the presentation. I'm going to be speaking on Thursday. Just to check the time here. It's at 12:40. Be there or be square. 12:40 on Thursday the 23rd on why or can telcos not afford to provide cybersecurity services to their subscribers. Kind of a leading question there, but it'll be an interesting presentation. And they're doing it this year by doing something called the silent, basically like you and I are now talking here on our headphones. The people who are going to be hearing me there at the show on their headphones so that we're not making too much noise on the floor because, like I said, we're like parked right there in the middle of on the floor where all the booths are. Another thing that's new this year, this is the first time, to the best of my knowledge, that this show is taking place at the Excel Center. It's a different place. Up until recently in London, it was at Olympia. Now, I was there for 3 years in a row, 17, 18, and 19, that's right, those years. And it was held in Olympia near Kensington, if you're familiar with London. Now it's quite far away. Actually, it's this place called Dockyards. I've never been there, but I hear it's a great venue, and I'm absolutely looking forward to going there and seeing it.
Great. I think everybody is. They're really excited. For telecom visitors in particular, what should they be looking for? Besides, of course, Allot's session.
Yeah, well, look, you got to be honest. This is first and foremost a cyber show, right? So for the most part, the vendors are not necessarily or specifically focused on the telecom industry. We are, actually. We're very unique in this sense that we are a cyber company that's providing a platform to the telcos to provide cybersecurity services to their subscribers. So we're doing a B2B to C. I'm not familiar with anyone else, to be honest with you, who else is doing the same kind of thing. But again, in the cyber world, there's a larger thing here that goes beyond just telcos, different solutions. What are the great challenges of the day? 5G is coming up, which is a telco-oriented thing, and it has its own unique cyber challenges. This is all going to be here. So it's a great opportunity to understand the broader cybersecurity challenges that we all face. Okay, and when I say we all face, and this ties back to us, what we're providing for the telcos to provide cybersecurity services to basically to you and me, right? To the end user, to the consumer, or to the small business. So these are things that everyone needs to know about, and it's going to get a profile there at this show. But there will be telecom visitors there, and we're looking forward to meeting them. And they're going to be looking for solutions, because these guys also need to put cybersecurity solutions into their offerings, perhaps even into their core offerings, because everyone needs cyber protection, right? And not only is it something that people expect to be getting from the telco, this is also a way for these guys to really, plant their flag in the sand and take a leadership stance in the industry, be leaders and differentiate themselves from everyone else. So they're going to be coming and looking for these solutions as well. And so this is an opportunity to really learn the landscape, see what's out there, learn about how we're fighting the threats out there, whether it's ransomware or it's securing internet data, protecting the network, and all the other things that get involved with it. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Great. So specifically, what is Allot doing at cybersecurity? You mentioned at InfoSecurity. You mentioned before your session.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right. So again, a reminder for everyone, about the session. So the session again is on Thursday at 12:40 local London time. That's the 23rd of June, and I'll be talking on at the technology showcase, and the subject is can telcos afford not to provide cybersecurity services to their subscribers? That's that. On the other hand, we'll have a booth, and we'll be doing meeting with people there. We'll be giving demos on our product solutions. We're in booth T16. T is in Thomas 16. So again, booth T16, technology showcase on Thursday, 23rd at 12:40. And we're also going to be there to meet folks and walk around and learn what else is going on, in addition to have folks come and meet with us.
Great. So that's if you're listening, you're on the booth, come say hi to Barry and come meet us at T16.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned the title of your session. It might be a leading question. Can telcos afford not to offer cybersecurity services to consumers and small businesses? So can they?
Oh, listen, it's a leading question, as we agree. We truly believe they cannot. I mean, the world is moving, and cybersecurity threats are going up, and technology is changing, and 5G is coming, and all of this stuff. The threats are getting, on the one hand, more and more. What we call the threatscape is expanding. We have workers at home, workers working out of Starbucks, in the office. You have your mobile phone. You have in your house behind the router. You have an explosion of IoT devices everywhere. There's so much that needs to be protected. And the bad guys, they don't take a break. I mean, they're out there going ahead and continuing to do their thing as long as there's money to be made. And so, listen, you've got to find a solution to protect people. Now, cybersecurity in the enterprise business has been around a long time. Companies all have IT departments. They've got people who specifically handle this. But what about you and me? All right, so some wise guy's going to say, he's a security expert and knows what he's doing, and I tip my hat. But to the average guy in the street, what do you know about cybersecurity? And do you have the time or the patience or, whatever to start downloading all these apps and putting them on your phone and then putting them on your computer and then on a second phone? Listen, got to be honest. We like to say here, we like to use the tagline, so to speak. You can't expect the consumer to be his own CISO, but it's no joke. The consumer is not going to be his own CISO. And if you're a small business, 8 to 10 people, and you don't have an IT department, you're also not going to be your own CISO. So you need to look for solutions on the outside. And we won't go into it here, but we're happy to expand on it. All the research, our own and otherwise, is showing how much the consumers and even SMBs, the small ones, are expecting to be provided this by CSP. Or their service provider. So yes, there's an expectation, and no, they can't afford not to, because if they don't do it, someone else is going to do it. It's not. It's like a train. You missed the train. You missed the train. So we believe that very strongly. it's a message that we believe is caught on and catching on as more and more telcos are offering cybersecurity services. More and more telcos are working with us. And we'd be happy to share that message with everyone else we're going to meet at the show.
Great, and I think they have a good opportunity to do it at the booth. So when somebody comes up to the booth T16, what should they be looking for?
The first will be looking for me. So we'll have a bunch of people at the booth. But I mean, yeah, we're happy to show you a demo of the product, of the solution. I think when you see something up front, it's in your face, it's easier to understand. Certainly to describe it, we'll have some, also be able to answer questions. We've got some cool video clips running over there. But I mean, the main thing I think is really to talk to us and and if of interest, we'll show you the demo. And yeah, join my presentation on Thursday. I think it'll be very interesting.
Great. There aren't a lot of CSP security experts, so it's great to kind of bring them together, and it just seems like a great event. So for all those listening, don't forget to visit the Allot booth at T16 and hear Barry on Thursday.
That's correct. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there, and I'm looking forward to the presentation. I've always had good fun at InfoSecurity in the past. I'm sure it'll be both fun and rewarding for us as Allot to be at this show as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you, Barry, for joining.
My pleasure. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
That's it for this episode. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast to ensure that you get the next episode of Telco CyberTalk.